You know, we all think we know what an AI assistant is. We ask it a question, it gives us an answer. But what if your AI could actually do things for you? That's what we're diving into today, a totally new kind of AI, one that doesn't just talk, it acts. These are AI agents, and honestly, they're about to change everything about how we get work done.
Okay, let's really break this down. The AI you're used to is like a brilliant librarian. It finds information. But OpenClaw, it's more like a workshop full of builders. It has hands. It can interact with your digital world. This is a huge leap, from a passive tool that gives you info to an active partner that gets things done.
So here's the game plan. First, we're going to see how this basic AI assistant has evolved into something new. Then, the fun part. We'll look at how you can build your very own AI team. After that, we'll get into the playbook for how they all work together, and finally, we'll see what happens when one person can wield all that power.
All right, let's get into it. What exactly is OpenClaw? Well, it's an open source AI agent, which just means its code is out there for anyone to see and build upon. And its whole reason for being is right there in the subtitle. It's a doer. It uses something called skills to actually interact with your computer, your files, your apps, your browser, the whole shebang.
So what are these skills? Just think of them as tools in a digital toolbox. And get this, it comes with 49 ready-to-go tools right out of the box, but the community has built and shared over 1,800 more. That's not just a toolbox, it's a massive, sprawling workshop at your command.
And I mean, just look at the range here. On one hand, it's organizing your personal life in Notion. On the other, it's handling seriously complex stuff for developers like writing code or fixing bugs. It's an incredible spectrum. But the real power, the real game changer, is when you stop thinking about just one agent. This is where it gets really cool. Instead of just one AI that does a bit of everything, you can build a whole team of specialists. Each one is custom built for a specific job. One user actually shared their personal setup, and it's just a perfect example of what's possible. So, let's meet the team.
First up, we've got Gawk. Think of Gawk as the team's intelligence analyst. Every single morning, he's out there scouting the digital landscape, finding the latest intel, and dropping a custom report right on your desk. He's your eyes and ears.
Then there's TA. This is your personal assistant on steroids. It's like a second brain that remembers every single task, every deadline, every little detail, so you don't have to. It basically makes your own note-taking obsolete.
And finally, meet M. M is the team lead, the heavy hitter. This agent gets access to the most powerful AI models, it has the highest level of permissions, and it's tasked with the most complex, critical jobs. So you've got this all-star team, but how in the world do you get them to work together?
Okay, now for the part that really blows my mind. Having individual agents is one thing, but making them work as a cohesive team is another. OpenClaw has this incredible playbook with 3 powerful ways to get your agents collaborating on really complex projects.
First up, we have the linear pipeline. It's the most straightforward method, and it works exactly like a factory assembly line. One agent finishes its job, and its work product automatically becomes the starting material for the very next agent in line. It's clean, sequential, and perfect for any process where the order of operations is key.
A classic example is building software. You have your coder agent write the Python script. The second it's done, that script gets handed off to the test agent, who hammers it with tests. From there, it goes to the docs agent to write the instructions, and finally, a review agent does one last quality check. It's a beautifully efficient, automated workflow.
But hey, life isn't always a straight line, right? Some projects have a bunch of things that need to happen at the same time. For that, you have the dependency graph. This mode basically turns your lead agent into a super smart project manager, deploying the rest of your team like a special ops unit to hit multiple targets at once.
So the lead agent looks at the big picture and says, okay, we can have the marketing copy written at the same time as the website code is being developed because they don't depend on each other. It intelligently assigns tasks in parallel, dramatically cutting down the total project time. It's all about maximizing speed and efficiency.
And now for my personal favorite. For your toughest, most strategic problems, you can initiate a debate. This is like creating your own personal AI think tank. You give the same complex problem to several different agents, but you assign each one a unique perspective to argue from. Then you let them go at it.
If this incredible process, you get initial arguments, then a lead agent steps in to synthesize everything and push the conversation forward. They go back and forth in rounds, critiquing and building on each other's ideas until they converge on a final recommendation. This process guarantees your solution is robust, creative, and not just based on a single point of view. So what happens when you put all of this together? A team of specialized AI agents and these incredibly powerful collaboration playbooks? Well, something amazing happens. You enable what the community is calling the super individual, a single person who can now achieve the output of a whole team.
And look, this isn't just some abstract theory. There was a case study where someone used that debate workflow we just talked about. The result? A calculated return on investment of over 100,000%. No, that's not a typo. It's a mind-boggling force multiplier for what one person can accomplish.
So if there's one thing to take away from all this, it's that we are moving way beyond just asking AI questions. We're now in the era of directing AI teams. The tools are here. So the real question, the big question, is what are we going to do with them? When a single person can command this kind of power, the only limit, really, is the size of the problems we dare to solve.
If this video is helpful, please like, share, subscribe, and browse Decoding Everything. Thank you for watching.